Like, damn, like I thought this movie was going to be really good. It's not bad, but it's just, I don't really know what the point of it is.
Just make fun of the stupidity of young people, man. Had the fact that they're literally so dumb that all these best friends killed each other.
Yeah.
Like that one scene where all four of them were sitting back to back, like in the kitchen or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all you need to do is this until the sun comes up. That you can see in all directions, you know, but they kept like splitting up. Like one person would go somewhere and then the other girl was like, I'm going to check the breakers in the basement. I'm like, why are you going to the basement by yourself? Don't do that. And then it was very weird though. And Jordan called out B for this when B went upstairs to like change and she put makeup on and like use the water in the flower vase to like wash her face. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff, and I don't even think that girl B was on drugs. Like, the only ones that seemed like they were doing coke were Pete Davidson and the girl who gets shot, Alice. Those are the only two that we ever really see doing it. And then Sophie does it later when all hell breaks loose, right?
I don't know, a lot of people, it doesn't show you what Sophie did, but I don't think B did anything.
No.
I'm not sure why the movie was like emphasizing her weird habits, but she put on like that fancy red sweater and then they called her out for wearing makeup, and it was just odd.
Yeah, there were a couple things that just didn't make sense. So I do want to see it again just to, like, piece it all together. But I'm reading here this one description. It was kind of funny. It was like, once the Wi-Fi goes out, it's like they start losing the oxygen. I was like, it's kind of funny.
They get dumber with less cell phone service.
Pretty much. That's what it seems like. That was the director said that. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, because it's just kind of like these people are so unaware of their surroundings, unaware of like human connection that they can't even sit there for 2 seconds and just be like, all right, guys, let's just have like a real conversation, not a surface level bullshit conversation. Let's just talk because what is going on? Well, I guess the other thing is, how do they find out Pete Davidson killed himself? So what did he do? Like take his phone, throw it in the mud or the pool or whatever when he slit his own throat? And then at the end when Sophie and B are fighting, then they find his phone by accident?
Yeah, they happened to find it and then it was still working and then she unlocked the Face ID with his face.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that kind of doesn't add up about that is if he was recording it, he would have never hit stop if he died.
Right.
So it wouldn't have saved unless it like was still open on the app and she just like rewound it. But that's thinking very technical. This one review title is pretty funny. It said bodies, bodies, bodies is boring, boring, boring.
Oh my god. Really? I didn't think it was boring because I genuinely wanted to know what happened. I was like, oh, well, like who did this?
Most of the reviews are 6s and 7s that are like, don't take it too seriously, like it's a thriller comedy. And I mean, that's what it is. You know, I mean, if you see Pete Davidson on the cover, you have to know not to take it seriously. You just, like, you have to.
If you see him on the cover, you just have to know you can't take it seriously, yeah.
I mean, he's a comedian that was on SNL.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah. I thought this was a comedy when I went into it. I knew it was like a horror comedy, but I didn't think it was going to be like blow my mind. I was surprised the reviews are as good as they are. I don't really know why they are. It's just a weird movie. So they're all drug addicts. One of them has to go to rehab. Doesn't tell anybody that she's coming to this hurricane party. It's just, yeah, dude, I don't know. There's just like a tiny disconnect. There's something missing to kind of just bring it all together.
I do think they hit the nail on the head with the time. This movie was 1 hour and 34 minutes.
Oh, yeah. If this was any longer.
Yeah, if it was, I feel like 15 minutes in either direction can really change a movie. If this was 1 hour 50, it'd be way too long. If this was 1 hour 20, I'd say, probably could use 15 more minutes of like slight character development, which there really wasn't any other than the brief history of how they're all friends, they're all rich, and then Sophie's the only one that went to rehab.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that was pretty sufficient for what this movie was.
Well, let me ask you this. I don't know if I remember this. Why does Sophie go to this party?
Well, if you remember, she didn't tell anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember how she found out about it.
There was a group chat or whatever, but she never responded to.
Oh, right. Okay. Which is also a little odd because if they haven't seen her for years, right? Like they said, like, we haven't even hung out with you for years and you were in rehab. You'd probably make a new group chat
I don't remember if they said it was years, but it was definitely like a while or whatever. I mean, she had to go to rehab, so I'm assuming it was a few months at least. I don't know. But it's been a long time that they haven't talked. And
Yeah.
so they made plans in a group chat about this hurricane party, which, if it's a hurricane party, it must have been fairly recently. Because, you know, they don't say like, hey, 6 months from now there's going to be a hurricane. So it must have been like pretty recent. But again, they don't ever, unless I missed it, they don't explain why they're going to this party.
Well, I just want to hang out.
I guess. I don't know. But why not respond to that? Like, hey, guys, I'm coming. It's just like you just show up.
Well, I think she didn't want to announce it because she wasn't really sure if she was invited. Because, again, it's been a while since they've all talked.
Yeah.
That's why they all were surprised when she showed up.
Yeah, oh yeah, they definitely weren't expecting her. So I'm just trying to figure out the motivation, I guess, for her to be like, I'm going to go introduce my new girlfriend and also, like, show up randomly and hope that everybody's cool with me. I don't know. It's a little weird. Also, the ending. This guy, Max, shows up out of nowhere, and he professed his love to Emma, and that pissed off Pete Davidson's character, but it doesn't really matter because everyone's dead now in the morning, except for Sophie and B, who we find out that Sophie was cheating on B. So there's all of that happening. But then this Max guy comes, and he's like, what happened? And then the movie basically just ends. Where do you think we go from here? Sophie and B are alive, everyone's dead, and Max walks in to find everybody.
Well, I'm guessing the police would come. Maybe they would get away with it somehow because they could explain they thought someone was killing people, and then B was just using self-defense technically because, you know, Jordan tried to shoot her with a gun. Jordan already killed one girl. And then this person, Greg, who they didn't really know, was kind of acting weird, and he picked up a knife, which was threatening. I mean, I feel like they could probably get away with it, but in terms of, like, the future, I can't see them, like, staying together and reminiscing about old times.
I mean, I'd be willing to bet almost anything that Sophie did cheat on B. It seems very likely. But yeah, I think they're all going to get arrested. I mean, B killed Greg. There's really not a lot of evidence to show that was self-defense. And the only other person who could claim it's self-defense is Sophie and B, who are the only two survivors. So it's kind of hard to piece that together. Sophie killed Emma. Again, no way to prove that they didn't do that. There's no way to prove that they didn't do anything except for show the video of Pete Davidson killing himself. There's really no way to prove anything else, unless there's cameras all over the house. But they all got shut off from the power, I'm assuming. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they're going to jail. I think they're going to jail. Yeah.
I don't know. They're going to ship B back off to wherever she's from.
Oh, yeah. She's gone. But yeah, that was another thing that was weird. She's like, my mother has borderline personality disorder, so that's why she did what? B confronts the group, revealing that she dropped out of college to take care of her mother who had borderline personality disorder. Okay. Yeah, we needed a little bit more about that. Because what the hell is she doing there? Who is she?
Yeah, well, that Jordan girl was like, I contacted the school and found out you never went there. And I was thinking to myself, like, how does that work? Like, if I called a university, right? And I'm like, hey, can I, like, get transferred to your admin department? And they, like, pick up and I'm like, hey, like, my name's Justin. Like, did blah, 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 like, go here last year? They'd probably be like, why are you asking?
Right. 100%.
They'd be like, we can't disclose that.
Right. You'd contact, it would be like, I'm sure there's like a person who works at every college who's like, yeah, I work in the registrar's office. When when jobs call us to confirm that somebody actually worked here on the resume, then I talk to you. Not some fucking random person calling. Also, how did she call them? I thought the phones were all broken, or I thought there was no service because of the hurricane.
Yeah. That's a good point.
This movie's got some splaining to do. No, I want to see it again. I do want to see it again now that I know what I know and really pay attention. You know, this movie deserves multiple viewings, I think.
What did you pay to rent it? Yeah. I would watch it again, but not for a while.
Yeah, I'm not looking to watch this anytime soon, but I don't know. I'd be interested to just knowing what I know, how the mystery actually happens. I want to pay attention to every line of dialogue and all that stuff. Also, a little bit confused. Where was the emotional support animals? You know? I was kind of expecting there to be like an emotional support dog or something. I don't know. I'm thinking of other like stereotypes of like Gen Z and stuff, and they didn't. I don't feel like they really hit the nail over the head too hard with the Gen Z stuff. Not like too hard.
All right. You got a 6.3. What would you give it out of 10?
I think 6.5.
Really?
I think it's a little bit better. I think it's a little bit better than 6.3. I don't know. It's original. What else can you compare this to?
I mean, the plot wasn't original. It was people trapped in a house during a storm.
Yeah.
There's a killer on the loose killing them. But the ending, I mean, I would never have expected that. It's funny because of all the characters to die like that, Pete Davidson. But I would give it, I'm going to go 6.
Okay.
Not bad. Definitely should check it out. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we ruined the fuck out of it. So if you haven't seen it and you're here, the surprise is over. But yeah, you're right. It is like the story's a lot like Clue or something like that. But the actual ending is very much just like, ooh, got me. Very much got me. Was not expecting that. I want to see Eric if he sees, oh, dude, I knew Pete Davidson sliced his throat with a samurai sword fucking 10 minutes into that movie. I knew that. I could see that coming a mile away. It's like, how did you see that coming? I need to know. Anyways. All right, well, you got any last-minute thoughts on Bodies?
Nope.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you very much for listening in to our discussion on Bodies. If you haven't had a chance yet, we had Terrifier 1, which came out on Wheel Horror this previous Monday. And coming up this upcoming Monday is Gremlins 2. So check that out. We'll see you all next week with All Quiet on the Western Front.